So when I first got into this, I was expecting maybe 20, maybe 30 leads a month from this. So I think my first month I did 60 something. Juicebox isn't the kind of company where they're gonna give you the leads and then, as I said, leave you hanging. Kind of the whole entirety of Juicebox is just so far above what I had seen from other annuity marketing campaign companies that I was like, I'm gonna take the leap here. I'm gonna go for it.
I am joined by Vincent, and it is September 2025. Vincent, you are our agent of the month. Congratulations to you.
Thank you, thank you.
Well, so exciting. And just in kind of before we started this conversation, I was saying why you've been nominated. And so you're our agent of the month because, you're newer in the business. I think just in like your first year-ish in the business, graduated college, new in the business, newer to annuities as well. And so, but in your first couple of months, you've already done $300,000 in annuities. And as of this morning, you just shared with me that you've added on another $300,000. So 600,000 in your first 2 months is pretty darn incredible. Vincent, I'd love if you could just give us a sense of why Juicebox. What brought you here?
For sure. So my journey actually took me to a lot of different companies. I've always been looking for the past couple months for an annuity marketing company. The first thing that stuck out is that I don't have to be contracted with you guys to do my annuity marketing campaign because I am already working through another business. So that was the main thing, was that it wasn't a stipulation for me to have to go through you guys for my business in order to get these leads. Also, it was just the way that your company was set up. Though I did a lot of interviews and most of them, they were a kind of, we'll get you the leads and then leave you out to dry kind of business. I really liked how Juicebox, they had an interview with me before, and then you had to do a certain amount of training before your campaign could even begin. And then there's just so many resources that you have access to. I mean, I've been to the trainings on Wednesdays. Those are just so helpful. And Juicebox isn't the kind of company where they're going to give you the leads and then, as I said, leave you hanging. I love the follow-up and obviously the CRM and everything. It's super helpful. So just like kind of the whole entirety of Juicebox is just so far above what I had seen from other annuity marketing campaign companies that I was like, I'm going to take the leap here and I'm going to go for it.
Do you remember specifically how you heard about us? Was it like
Yeah, an Instagram.
or a webinar?
So it's actually an Instagram ad because I scroll on Instagram a decent amount, and that's kind of where I get most of my yeah, that's where I get most of my marketing annuity. Because like once you click on an annuity or a marketing company, they all pop up. So I had done a lot, and I mean, I did some interviews. I did do my thorough process to make sure that this was the company I wanted to go with. But yeah, everything just looked pretty solid and nothing fishy.
I'd love for you if you could to speak a little bit more about that due diligence. What did that look like? Of course, because it's natural for people to have skepticism. And so I'd be curious how you kind of overcame that.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously, all annuity campaigns are going to be pretty expensive to start out if you're not generating a whole lot of revenue before that. But it was kind of just the interviews. I would have a Zoom interview with every company that I was looking at, and it was just kind of how they went about pitching, because obviously every time they're going to pitch you their marketing process because that's what you're trying to do. And it was just, I had to trust the person that I was talking to, and that they had a solid process that they could show me on the Zoom interview, and it wasn't just them telling me what it was about. When I sat down with Hannah, she could walk me through it, show me the results of people that had come before, and it wasn't just, this is what we do and this is what you could hope to expect, but we don't have any numbers to back it up. We don't have anything to show you on the Zoom call, which is what I ran into a lot with a lot of other annuity marketing companies.
If you could, talk to me about balancing Medicare. We're recording this in the middle of September. You're going into open enrollment.
Sure.
How you think about balancing the annuity side of the business with the Medicare side?
Yeah, so I mean, the leads I've gotten from Juicebox so far is even more than I was expecting. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of calling because people don't pick up on the third, fourth ring. You got to call them 5, 6, 7, 10 times for that first appointment. And so when you're doing that, that takes up a lot of time. And so maybe that doesn't leave as much time for Medicare. And so the way I've gone about it, or that I'm starting to go about it, because obviously Juicebox is newer for me, Medicare is even newer for me in the last year, is that I kind of approach it where I do the T65, so turning 65s. I kind of focus my main, throughout the year outside of AEP, my main focus is on T65s. And then I'm going to try and hit AEP really hard. So grow my book of business. My goal right now is around 60 to 70 clients during AEP. So obviously I'm gonna have to increase my workload because I'm not gonna stop doing Juicebox or take time off of Juicebox because there's just so much opportunity there. But I'm just gonna have to increase my workload for the next couple of months, really lock in kind of And if I can increase my book of business by 60 or 70 clients in AEP, that kind of sets the tone where I'm still building my book of business, but now maybe I don't have to focus on Medicare as much throughout the rest of next year. And it allows me to put more time towards my annuity business, my juice box marketing as well. So it's
What
kind of it's like accounting. When it's tax season, accountants really have to put a lot more time into it during that season to allow them to have that time off maybe later on. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it right now.
have you considered taking the Juicebox sales system and cross-selling that out?
Oh, yeah. Oh, I have, yeah. So, I mean, I actually one of my latest clients, she is 70 years old, she's retiring now, I think she has, like, 1.8 million, so that was a big find, but before we do any money stuff, I am right now helping her with the retirement process because I have the TSP, so there's kind of a lot of stuff that goes into federal employees retiring, and then we're doing Medicare. And then after that, we're doing so I always if a Medicare is available there, I'll definitely do that. I've cross-sold life insurance as well. I'm actually in the process of writing a $65,000 whole life policy, just a single premium whole life. So, like, she had money in a whole life policy. We can get her more death benefit by just rolling that over. So, I mean, yeah, definitely cross-selling. I would always advise anybody who's doing annuity, like Juicebox annuity marketing campaign to explore every avenue out there because, I mean, if there's nothing there, there's nothing there, but if there's something there, you're just leaving it on the table for no reason.
What about the inverse direction? Have you taken that juice, the forecaster and the presentations, have you taken it to your Medicare clients and cross-sold to the annuity because of
I actually haven't. So the company that I work through right now, we have a financial back office called Gradient. And so I do have kind of my own, it's called Case Central, where it's extremely similar to the forecaster. So in a sense, yes, I've taken that to my Medicare clients and I've gotten annuities from my Medicare clients as well. And like at the beginning of the year, I wrote a $300,000 annuity just from a Medicare client. So yeah, I do that. If whoever uses like, cause I don't use the forecaster. I think as most people just have that other option that I'm comfortable with it. But forever use would definitely recommend doing that.
So how then, and what do you find is the most powerful part of Juicebox training, the sales system, how we kind of coach on that? What has been the most important part of that in terms of your annuity
Yeah.
process so far?
Yeah, it's definitely been the online aspect. So my marketing campaign is in Georgia, so that's not somewhere I have to meet with an appointment. And so that was kind of the biggest transition was doing this all online. So everything I do is either a phone call, my second appointment's a Zoom call, and it's not difficult, but it's kind of weird trying to figure out where to start in that process and kind of the things you say have to be different. The way you present has to be different. Maybe you have to slow down a little bit. And that is the training that I went through for annuities was that online aspect of kind of how to approach that. And it definitely saved me a lot of time, saved me maybe some clients that I wouldn't have gotten.
What do you think has been the biggest change in your sales process, given what you've learned then, going from kind of that face to face to the virtual?
Yeah, it's definitely the speed at which I do things. So if I'm in person, I sit down with somebody, it's during so I sit down with somebody for a Medicare appointment, I'm getting all their financial information, and then the next I'm bringing plan and we're writing something in that second appointment. It's a little bit different. So maybe that first appointment, you're discussing any plan at all. You're kind of just getting to know them, what their goals are, and what their financial situation looks like, and then not even doing anything that second appointment, but that second walking through how that is going to affect their future and how it's going to meet those goals. And then maybe not doing something till the third or fourth appointment so that they now know you subconsciously, they feel around you because if they're not comfortable with you they're not gonna go with you. And so trying to maybe transition that process in person and doing the exact same thing online is gonna lose you business. People aren't gonna feel comfortable. They're gonna feel rushed. So that's definitely the biggest thing.
What do you say to people in our community right now that are maybe starting out? They're in your situation, but 2 months ago. What advice do you give to that person?
Yeah, the main piece of advice is so I have had people where I have called 6 days in a row, and on the 7th day, they pick up. So while it may like they're not gonna answer, you're not gonna set that appointment, don't give up and don't stop calling. People who give up and stop calling after the first or second call, you are missing out on an enormous amount of business. And then also the second thing that I have integrated more and more so now online, just always do what's best for your client because as I said, they need to feel comfortable with you. And the best way to do that over Zoom, over the phone, is that they can feel that you care and that you're doing the best thing for them because they can go to anybody online and do a financial plan. There's so many online financial planners out there. They're going to go with Secureth and that they feel is doing everything in their best interest.
Love that. What about externally? You talked about some of that skepticism to begin with, which again is natural. What do you say to the person that's outside look at Juicebox about who we are doing the results you've had?
Oh, yeah. I mean, so when I first got into this, I was expecting maybe 20, maybe 30 leads a month from this. So, I mean, I've gotten my first month I did 60 something. So, to begin there, that output was so much more than I could have expected. But also the great thing is you guys target everybody. So, I mean, I have some people who are 50 years old that I can't do anything with yet, but it's setting up my future now where I'm gonna meet with them yearly. I put them in my calendar. I've already told them I'm gonna meet with them yearly to do a checkup, make sure their allocations inside their TSP are okay. And what that does is now I've set up the next 10 years with a myriad of clients who are gonna be retiring or just turning 59 and a half and wanna move into something safer like an annuity. But as far as skepticism, they would have to see it for themselves. Get on, like I would sketch from Juicebox. Like it's hard for me to tell you how awesome it is until you see in person everything that they have to offer. I mean, I can't even count how many hours of training videos, which was the thing that completely removed my skepticism. I thought there is no way a company would put in this much time and effort, have trainings every week, have planning calls if you need them every week, have people at your disposal every week, bringing in people from the outside to give trainings as well. It's like nobody's going to do that to try and scam you or anything like that. And also the great thing I love is the main thing about other annuity marketing campaigns, maybe they're not marketing what you're looking. So if I'm like I was looking for annuity marketing, there are companies out there that are marketing social security and retirement that way. So when I call them, it's like, oh, I was looking for social security help. I don't want anything to do. I don't even have any money, maybe. The great thing about Juicebox is when that lead comes in, they filled out a survey. They were looking for help with their TSP. So already you're focused on a retirement account. And then now you have access to how much money they have in there, how old they are, how long they've been working, how much they're contributing. And you can already kind of go into this appointment with a general amount of knowledge. And it's to start conversations. I like to start mine off with, oh, hey, I was just looking through the survey that you had filled out. You had indicated, just depends on which part I start on, that you have this money in the C fund or something like that. And then that's a great conversation starter to get into their TSP as well. So just everything about it, honestly, you shouldn't be skeptical if you're getting into this.
What a great note to end on. Vincent, you're
Yeah.
a true pro, already done 600 the first 2 months. Congratulations to you on Agent of the Month for
Thank
2025.
you. Thank you.
If you want to install the exact same system into your business, click the link in our description, book a call from there. Our team will walk you through the whole thing, and we'll see if it's a fit for you. Look forward to seeing you on the inside.